Welcome to this morning's edition of Saturday Morning Treat on Ocean State Broadcasting Corporation Television. There we okay, Bale Oshubo. Babatunde Bolatito is my name, and my partner Olubumi Ajiboye Ajibola is seated beside me here. Together we shall anchor today's program. And Mumi, I'd like you to say one or two things to our people.
Yes, a very good morning to the people of Osun, Nigeria, and the people of the world. And you are once again welcome to your darling program, Saturday Morning Treat, reaching you from the studios of OSBC Television. Here we Okebale Oshobo, and we promise you that today's edition of the program is going to be a very lovely one and a memorable one for that matter. And we would like to enjoin you to sit back on your at your TV set and follow us on the program back to back. We are going to have a short time today. It's a promise. You're welcome.
Yes, this morning on the program we have quite a number of interesting topics to discuss. Of course, Nigerians are aware of the fact that people with teaching qualifications are already leaving the country for the UK and Canada, among other countries, who profess to be in dire need of Nigerian teachers in their countries. And here, our main complaint is that the standard of education is falling. But that falling standard of education is a sort of attraction to some people elsewhere. Can you see the contrast? These, among others, will form the fulcrum of what we shall discuss on today's edition of Saturday Morning Treat. We have our guest is already in the studio, but we want to just touch some other areas before we take on the topic. I don't know whether the Governor's Week is ready. If the Governor's Week is ready, shall we have the Governor's Week? Yes, now we shall go straight to the first guest platform on the program, and our discussion is going to center on influx of teachers into the UK and other countries. And our guest, who is going to do justice to the topic, is a man that is eminently qualified to handle the topic. He retired as a permanent secretary in the state. They called him Tutor General then, but it is equivalent to his permanent secretary and Tutor General in the state. And education is of no mean repute. I am talking about Mr. Akola. Well, you're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, sir.
And I wish you a very big Christmas.
Same here, sir.
Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, Nigerians are complaining that teachers are leaving the country for countries like UK, Canada, among others. And the complaint is always that the standard of education in Nigeria is really taking a nosedive. And that nosediving standard is a source of attraction to other countries calling on our teachers to come. And I want you to see, attempt a juxtaposition of these two positions.
Thank you very much. You see, education itself is right from the womb to go back to our God, the creator of heaven and earth. The standard they are referring to as being, going down or falling, as they may want to describe it, well, it's relative. Nobody goes to market to use his money earned through sweat and efforts to buy a bad product. And you remember the Britain or British government colonized our country, like many other British colonized countries in Africa, especially West Africa here. So if they now deem it fit to come and employ our products to come over there to teach, to impart knowledge, to educate their kids, then you know that they have confidence in us. It is true, the standard is falling. But when you say falling, it's relative. It depends on the criteria or the areas of, dimension you want to make use of for measuring the quality. Really, our teachers are good. I want to assure you for that. They are good. Because if you look at the whole world generally, just like the economy, global recession, there's global recession in quality of education as well. So as it is here, so it is at any other place. So if they say they want us, it means we are good. And the standard we are talking about is maintained, sustained, or improved by training and retraining, just like here too. If you are not trained and retrained, your level of performance will go down. And so the training and retraining is what we lack, not only in Nigeria, in fact in almost all the West African countries, if not all the African countries, in terms of all professionals, including the teachers. So I think they find something worthwhile, that's why they are employing our teachers from here.
Yes, according to the British government, they want teachers that teach foreign languages, especially the indigenous languages. But here in Nigeria, we don't really value those teachers. Can you please tell us what may have prompted the British government bringing in or sourcing for teachers that teach indigenous languages, especially in the West African countries?
Well, if you have studied the British very well, not only British, even France, the colonial masters, and Belgium as well, and the Portuguese, you realize that there was what we call colonialism,
Yes.
where we were taken as slaves, made to work under difficult conditions in their farmlands to make money, to improve their economy, their GDP and whatnot. But now that this money matter is going down, there's another form of colonialism. If you cannot get through the main door, you go through the exit back door. And anybody who takes your language, your culture, your tradition, then the person has emptied your life. So if they are looking for our indigenous language teachers, it means they want to train their kids so that tomorrow they will handle the affairs of this country and any other West African country where they want their teachers to come and teach them. That is it. As
But why are we blindly going there?
You see, here we have that inferiority complex. Even in our various homes, you realize that most of us elites, we don't want to communicate in our local language with our kids at home,
Yes.
which I seriously found out. I was born and brought up in Ghana. My mother was a teacher, and we were taught Yoruba language. They bought us these Yoruba language books. My father used to come down, he would buy them. We were taught, okay? And the Ghanaian languages too are taught. English language is equally taught. So at home, we were communicated to and with through our local language, Yoruba, in Ghana there, yes. She will tell you when you get to your school, your English will be taught to you and you will improve upon it. So it's a question of inferiority complex. And I don't know why and how we do that. So I think if we have been saying it and they will not listen, I think with what is happening, maybe we will come back to our senses and try to see that, yes, the indigenous language is our language, it's our life. Language is life. That is it.
Once you speak your indigenous language in the public arena or where the elites are, they will be looking at you like a Loki. She's a Loki or he is a Loki. That is a local person. Why is it that? Why is it that we don't even appreciate our own culture, our own language, our own way of life?
One of the reasons, or the major one, as I did say earlier, is inferiority complex and ignorance. And then we don't value what we have. You don't value what you have until you lose it. That is it. And if you are taught or communicated to and with in local language, it makes you get a better grip of whatever the message you want to pass across to you. And when you get the message, it means you can act on the message and to reflect on your action, behavior, and eventually character. So what you are is a product of your language. People don't know. So you realize that even if you are coming from a distance, somebody looks at you. Your parents alone tells them, like,
yes.
You are in Buba, like, and anybody who sees me will know that, of course, I should be a Yoruba person. It starts from there.
Or a Nigerian.
A Nigerian, at least. So if you now communicate in your language, it means you value yourself, not the language, but yourself. You can only communicate in your language when you value yourself, because you have a pride that, yes, I am a Yoruba person. And in fact, I don't know why people, look at indigenous language as being something inferior. No, it is never. In fact, it is the in thing that should make us to be proud of ourselves. I think we should embrace it.
Yes, the federal government said recently that indigenous languages should be taught from the basic. That is from 1 to 6, from primary 1 to 6. Will that encourage the teachers to stay back in the country?
Why not? In the first place, I didn't know Yorubas, those of us here. Those in the southeast, they are Igbos. Those of them in the north, also of like,
even in Cross River and so on.
So, I mean, what's special thing about that? What's the big deal about that? I rather feel proud that I'm a Yoruba person.
Yes.
Yes. That over there in Ghana, I will communicate Yoruba language. The ones I know are Yorubas. Some of them will feel shy, of course, I remember. But eventually, they copied. They copied me. And through that, I had a lot of friends. Even the Ghanaians, some of them learned the Yoruba language from me. Because they were, they were getting attracted to the way I was communicating with my friends. So the indigenous language, like I said, your life is your language. Your language is your life.
Sir, don't you think the influx of teachers from Nigeria to the UK or another European countries, don't you think it will have some negative effect on our education here?
Well, the negative effect will be very, very temporary. And I'm personally very, very happy that it is happening. You know why? We have so many qualified teachers around. Be the fresh one from the tertiary schools, or those who have already qualified and are not employed. So it's like a call up, to our governments, especially the state and federal governments. Okay, because they are taking up our secondary school teachers, and if they take that, it means temporarily the negative side is that we're going to have shortage of teachers. There's going to be dearth of teachers there. But the governments will have no choice than to employ more hands. You remember recently when employment of teachers was made, we had more than 5 times the number wanted, if not more. It means that there are so many of them over there, except that they are not employed. So if they take the already baked ones away, you have no choice than to fill in the gap.
Yes.
And when you say quality teacher or quality journalist, there's nothing like quality. The meaning of quality is training and retraining with effective supervision from those veterans or the senior ones on the job. So a lot of them will have to be employed, and they'll be given training, retraining, and they'll be effectively supervised so that we make up the number again. So it's a call-up.
The other time you described what is happening now as another form of colonialism, and our independence that we are very proud of, that we guard so jealously, is it not going down the drain?
Our independence, like the late Osai Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, said, and he wrote it in one of his books, that political freedom is nothing except economic freedom is added. You realize that African countries have been shouting and groaning about economic yoke, poverty, farming, and very low quality of life and living. Now, that stage has already gone. Now, when I said neocolonialism, they are trying to make up for neocolonialism to be more effective for tomorrow. Because they are going to teach their kids today, and they will be products of the teachers from here later. So they will take out the mantle, and if care is not taken, it means we shall be having shortages of our indigenous language teachers, or put it that way, and later we have to employ them. It's funny. Even if you don't employ them, the means of communication is there.
Somebody even said that if care is not taken, these white people will teach us our indigenous language.
Yes, because we've been seeing many of them on social media. Those children speaking
there are even professors of Yoruba language outside Nigeria who are never Nigerians.
Yes.
That's what I just said, that if you are not very careful, they are going to take up the mantle of language teaching, and that will be very funny. So it's a wake-up call unto us through our governments, state and federal. So they are trying to build tomorrow today. That's what they are doing.
But there are other African countries. Why are they zeroing in on Nigeria?
Maybe we don't value ourselves in Nigeria.
Exactly.
You see, in economy, I'm not an economist, but I think I read a lot about economy and the textbooks. The figure, the numerical strength of a country determines its economic status, stability, if you have good leadership, right? So if we have a very large number of people, like we are highly populated in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very highly populated country.
Yeah.
And our economy, we have the potentials, except that we are not exploring them. So if we get to sit down and get serious with ourselves, you know, the whole world will come to us here. Yes. So they are zeroing on us because of our population, the potentials of our economy, both already exploited and the ones yet unexploited, and they are going to have the best out of it. So it is up to us, like I said about recruitment of teachers. They are knocking at our door. If you are slumber, please wake up. And you have to wake up. So that's it.
It's like the government is not even feeling concerned about it. Rather, they are encouraging it. No government official has ever reacted to this. No statement from them, nothing, meaning that it is don't you see it as a way of concurring that it should go on like that?
Although I'm not holding brief for them, but I think if you look at it at the broader view and from the other side, I think it's a plus, a big plus for us. You know, when they go there, like any other professionals, they're going to earn good money. When I say good money, in terms of exchange rate, they'll remit something down home, and when it is remitted, the money is going to be spent right there in Nigeria, whether they want houses built for them, they want to encourage those ones left behind in terms of settling themselves down, getting settled with their businesses. The economy will boom, and we are getting it there. And at the same time, they are going to improve the quality of life. All right? So when they go, they make their money, send it down. It is used here to boost the economy, for the economy to run. And at the same time, like I did say earlier on, they may have to make up with the recruitment of extra hands in order to take up whatever the number that has been depleted by the British government. So if they are not talking, they know is plus minus. They are going to give from it.
Yes, let's move on to the version of the
Before we do that, let me ask this question. You see, in those days, in the 1980s, hardly can you get to a school without seeing a Ghanaian teacher. I was taught by Ghanaian teachers, and I see the quality they brought in. And even after their exit, Nigerian teachers have had one or two things to gain from them, which was useful for them in their later life as teachers. The Nigerian diligence that is in it,
inbuilt,
and others that we are known for will now be transferred there. And it's like pulling down a house and wanting to build another one. It's going to be an Herculean task for Nigeria. We are going, this is where I'm going. Our people are running away from studying education-related courses. Our younger generation, they are running away from it. Now the market is there. How do we go?
You see, it's a long story, and it can be short in this way. I think I'm lucky to have been born where I was born. Like I said, I was born in total nurtured, matured in Ghana. So I came down home. There, what happens is right from your elementary school, as they call it, primary, this patriotic zeal is taught to you. As I'm sitting here, you know, when the Ghanaians were playing the other time, people were asking, why am I so excited? I cannot but do that because right from my nursery to my master's, I don't think my parents paid a damn. Because when you are intellectually sound, it is automatic scholarship. You don't have to know any human being except yourself and God. And so that natural affection and the patriotism is built in you. Then another thing is that people go into teaching here as the last resort. The best way to get the best result for what you are doing is to do what you have passion for. There must be passion for what you are doing. Personally, like I've always said, and I'll continue, if there's another life, more other lives after here, I'll still come back to be a teacher. Okay? So when you have a passion for doing something, you will naturally excel. Most people will always think teaching here is a stepping stone. Let me do it for a while and leave. They get stuck there when they try and do not succeed in another area. And that is the reason. So it is not only in teaching. When you don't have passion for what you are doing, you are wasting your time. There is joy in doing what you have passion for. Here it is a question of money, money, money. And if you are doing something passionately, I want to assure you from experience, whatever good thing in life money is used for, you have them effortlessly.
But people say teaching is a calling. They describe it as a calling.
It is. There are three callings. Teaching is one. Those are on the pulpit, pastors and the imams. It's another calling. Anybody who does work on health, medics, it's also a calling. Calling in the sense that you want to serve God and humanity. And when you are serving God and humanity, you are dead to the world. You don't look at material gains. You are building life. You are, you are sustaining life, and you are improving life. So naturally, your focus will be on God and the humanity that you are serving. And because we always look at material things, that's why you say you are poor. Poverty is not with money alone. You can be poor in knowledge.
Yes.
You can be poor in attitude. You can be poor in character. You can be poor in manners. You can be poor in poverty is limitless, but we zero it on money. And money is just a means of exchange, and it's good. Money is good in life, but it's just complementary. The real basis of life is what you are and what you do for humanity.
But sir, if the government has been good to teachers, training and retraining, in the area of training and retraining, in the area of excellent and prompt remunerations, and provision of all materials needed to teach in schools, making the atmosphere so conducive. Let the British come 10 times, Nigerian teachers may not answer them. But what is happening now? Who are we to blame? Nigeria, the Nigerian system, the government, or even the individuals themselves who are so upset?
I think we have to blame ourselves. Everybody has a blame to share from it. The whole country begins from each family. That is why you remember President Muhammadu Buhari said, change, change. I was laughing. The change should come from me and you individually. If you don't train your kid well in the house, no change will come outside. You are a product of your home. If the house is okay, the community will be okay, local government will be okay, the state will be okay, and the whole country will be okay. So it is the training that we get, formal and informal. And we forget that it is only when we have what we call a rich value system that things can go well. Here our value system is very oblique. It is very, very wrong. Our value system is on material wealth, especially money. Even if, I mean, once you have the money, it means the whole world is under you. That's what's happening here. But we must value qualities apart from money. So that is it.
Yes, we now shift to Yoruba language.
Okay.
Lẹ́nu ìgbà díẹ̀ sígbà tá a wà yìí, ohun tí ó gbayé kan tí à ń gbọ́ lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára ni pé àwọn ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì ní Britain ní United Kingdom wọ́n béèrè fáwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní ìwé ẹ̀rí láti ṣiṣẹ́ olùkọ́ pé kí wọ́n mọ̀ bọ̀ wá ṣiṣẹ́ olùkọ́ ní ọ̀dọ̀ tiwọn. Tá a bá sì wo ọ̀dọ̀ tiwọn bí ojoojúmọ́ là ń pariwo pé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ilé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ń jó àjò rẹ̀yìn ń rẹ̀yìn ní ń lọlẹ̀ gbogbo wa. Ilé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ń jó lọlẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tiwa. Àwọn tí wọ́n tàn tí àwa tí ilé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ tiwa ò dáa tó ni wọ́n wá pè wá pé ká wá ṣiṣẹ́ olùkọ́ lọ́dọ̀ tiwọn. Ṣé ojú ò lè fi wo ilé yìí ṣé ìṣèpé ṣé ò fẹ́ jọ ìmúnilẹ́rù?
Kì í ṣerú. Tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé ẹyẹ ń sọ báyìí tí èèyàn bá ṣiṣẹ́ tó làágùn tó ṣe wàhálà kó tó rówó kò lè mú owó yẹn lọ sọ́jà kó lọ ra ní tí ò tẹ́ lọ́rùn kó tó sọ pé kí wọ́n máa bọ̀ láti wá ṣe olùkọ́ lọ́dọ̀ wọn. Ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n rí nǹkan dáa tí wọ́n lè jèrè láàrin wa látọ̀dọ̀ wa. Then lẹ́nu kan náà tó jẹ́ ìpèníjà fáwọn ìjọba wa pàápàá jùlọ àwọn ìjọba state àti federal torí tí wọ́n bá gba àwọn olùkọ́ wa tí wọ́n kó wọn lọ ó di dandan wọ́n gbà mí rọ̀pò yàrá sì gbọ́ mí rọ̀pò tí wọ́n bá ń fún wọn ní ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìra wọn àwọn náà láti dánjágíá sí so that wọ́n á fi mí kọ̀pútọ̀ lọ dé àwọn tí wọ́n ń lọ kí ṣe pé wọ́n mú alẹ́ rù kì í ṣe rú bá a bá wò bẹ́ẹ̀ ó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ bọ̀ kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí pé bí àwọn ní biologist wa ní symbiosis bù fún mi kí n bù fún ọ kì í mi rí àǹfààní lára ẹ̀wọ̀n náà rí lára mi àwọn á rí àǹfààní ẹ̀kọ́ yẹn tí wọ́n fẹ́ fọ́mọ wọn tí wọ́n fi dángájá lọ́la tó yẹ pé tá a bá sọ́ra wọ́n á tún wá jẹ́ ẹjọ́ mọ̀ gàbá èdè ẹ̀dí alórí nígbọ̀gbà yá lẹ́yìn ọ̀la.
ìdájú tí kò lọ gan-an torí tí a gbọ́ ni pé àwọn olùkọ́ ti kọ́ èdè Yorùbá èdè Ìgbò èdè Haúsá Fúlàní àti gbogbo àwọn èdè yòókù ti bẹ̀ ni wọ́n láwọn fẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ àwọn kó má wàá di wípé ọjọ́ àwa la kọ́ wọn àwọn ní ètò àwọn máa kọ́ àpàdà tó dábàá wo èdè Yorùbá gan-an nílẹ̀ Yorùbá wa ń bì àwọn èèyàn fi gbogbo èèbó ní gbogbo èèyàn fi ń sọ fọ́mọ rẹ̀ nílé àwọn iléèwé alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ ta ni iléèwé éfò àfòdù wọn.
ẹ ṣe máa pé àmọ́ yìí tọ́lọ̀ fún wa tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn tí wọ́n fi tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tí wọ́n fi sọ fún wa nìyẹn àmọ́ yìí ẹ̀ bí ẹ bá mú nǹkan dání gan níbí bóyá ẹ̀rọ tá a máa fọ gbé káì fóònù ìyẹn bá ń lò ṣe àwọn pọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ò mọ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe ń lò bó ṣe yẹ táwọn ìlú sọ pé underutilized. Ẹ̀tọ́ bá mọ̀ lọ àgbàlọ́ àníjẹ́ kí n lò fún èyí túmọ̀ ní ẹ̀ àmọ́ èyí tó lọ fún wa. Èyí tó túmọ̀ sí pé wọ́n fẹ́ mú un tó dáa kó rẹ̀ wá láti lò fara wọn lọ́la. Àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n kọ́ lé nìṣẹ́ pé ẹ̀kọ́ kì í ṣe bó ṣe ń kọ́ náà ni àǹfààní ẹ̀ ń jáde lẹ́yìn wọ́n ọ̀la. Àǹfààní tí wọ́n bá jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ wọ́n á máa fi ṣe ti ọ̀dọ̀ tàwọn tó jẹ́ pé lọ́jọ́ tí wọ́n fẹ́ pa àwa lára.
Ẹ bá wo ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè tá a bá wo àwọn tí wọ́n gbádùn ìjọba rárá láti lẹ̀ wá àwọn tíṣà àwọn olùkọ́ àwọn ló sì yẹ kí ìjọba tọ́jú tó bá ti pé ìjọba ń tọ́jú wọn bó ṣe tọ́ àti bó ṣe yẹ tí wọ́n fún wọn nídàálẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní gbogbo ìgbà tí owó oṣù wọn ò tí tó múnádóko tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo nǹkan táwọn èèyàn àwọn dókítà tí wọ́n bẹ nílé ìwòsàn àwọn apòògùn àwọn lọ́ọ̀yà gbogbo bí wọ́n ṣe gbádùn ayé làwọn olùkọ́ náà gbádùn ayé ṣe rò pé tí ẹ bá pè wọ́n wọ́n lè dáhùn.
Kankan náà ṣe mọ̀ pé bí a ṣe ti mú ọ̀rọ̀ wa láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà lórí bẹ́ẹ̀ torí pé àwọn ò nígbàgbọ́ pé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ yẹn tó nítumọ̀ lọ títí ni bí kì í ṣe pé tó mú wa ní kíákíá ṣẹ́ẹ̀sì máa pé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ bí àwọn iṣẹ́ méjì mìíràn náà ni bí iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run tí wọ́n pè yàn sí ni àwọn bàbá wọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ àwọn èmi ní pásítọ̀ àfà àti èmi ní àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ ìṣègùn doctors nurses báyìí kì í ṣiṣẹ́ tí yàn ń ṣe pé torí pé mò ń wówó tàbí mò ń fẹ́ dúkìá bí kì í ṣe pé èèyàn fi ń sin lọ́hùn èèyàn fi ń sin ọmọ nìyẹn irú iṣẹ́ tó bá sì rí báyẹn ó ti kúrò níṣẹ́ ó ti di ìpè sí ní kì í ṣe pé à ń fi wá ilé ayé bí kì í ṣe pé à ń fi wá ọ̀run lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run láti sin ẹ̀dọ́ ọmọ nìyẹn torí pé tí wọ́n bá mójútó àwọn olùkọ́ni gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe tọ́ bó ṣe yẹ ni ọ̀rọ̀ wo lè rí báyìí mo sì rò pé ibìkan náà ni tí láti ẹ̀sán pé tí ọba débì kan ẹ rí i pé wọ́n ní ewúrẹ́ tí wọ́n bá tì tó bá kàn gírí yóò wẹ̀yìn náà mo rò pé ó ti dójú ẹ̀ náà ni bíjọba bá fẹ́ wọn kọ́ wọ́n ní láti gba àwọn olùkọ́ sí.
ìbéèrè tèmi ni wípé kí ló dé tó jẹ́ wípé tó bá ti ń wá àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ Nàìjíríà wọ́n máa ń wá tẹ́ pé kò sí ni lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí àwọn dókítà wa wọ́n kó wọn lọ nísìnyí àwọn tíjà olùkọ́ ló tún kó àtúmọ̀ wọn bóyá àwọn jọ́nálìstì ló kù báyìí tó dé àbíkó wádìí so kí ló dé tó jẹ́ wípé tó bá ti ń wá àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ báyìí Nàìjíríà gbogbo wọn máa ń rọ́ wá ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàlàyé yẹn fún wa.
wọ́n máa tí wọ́n ń ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn gan-an ni wọ́n jẹ́ àwọn ọ̀gá wa tí wọ́n mú àṣírí nígbà yẹn tí wọ́n pè ní colonialism ṣùgbọ́n gbígbé ọ̀sẹ̀ lè rí tó tí ò lójú tó mọ́ bó ti lọ bàjẹ́ tó ẹ̀jẹ̀ sọ́dẹ́lẹ̀ bó ti lọ bàjẹ́ tó síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ àwọn tíṣẹ́ mọ̀ pé irú bí yunifásitì wa àkọ́kọ́ ń bí ti Ìbàdàn àwọn náà ni wọ́n gbèsè rẹ̀ ètò tó jẹ́ fẹ̀ ABU kankan gan first generation universities gan wọ́n lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ̀ torí wọ́n máa ronú tí wọ́n fi sílẹ̀ pé bó ti lọ bàjẹ́ tó ṣe mọ̀ bí náà bá jójú jẹ́ sáàrin nǹkan kẹtẹ́ tó lè mú bẹ́ẹ̀ bó ṣe
èrú gan
tẹ́ẹ̀tù lọ fi dáná mìíràn so tí wọ́n ń wò nìyẹn wọ́n sì mọ̀ pé àwọn tí wọ́n mọ ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn báyẹn kó tó lọ burú tó mọ̀ bí àtúnṣe ó tún ti wá so wọ́n nígbàgbọ́ nínú wa ó kà jẹ́ pé bí àwọn aṣíwájú wa ṣe é ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe sọ lọ́n fà àwọn aṣíwájú gan ẹbí wọn ní kí sì tún ṣẹ̀bi wọn nítorí pé àwọn tí èèyàn lè dórí àléfà ọlọ́ọ̀níyàn lóòótọ́ èèyàn náà ni ó lò nígbà tí wọ́n wá fún ní 10 náírà tẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé mi kò ojú òṣùwọ̀n tẹ́ ẹ mú tẹ́ ẹ fi mí síbẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé nítorí bá ṣẹlẹ̀ bí àwa náà la ní so bó ṣe rí nìyẹn so tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn tí wọ́n lè ṣe nǹkan tá a sì mọ̀ wọ́n lè tó kíní ìṣe ni for example tẹ́ ẹ bá wọn tó fẹ́ máa ṣe iṣẹ́ tọ́jọ́ mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀yin oníròyìn báyìí tẹ́ wá ní èmi tíṣà mo ṣe lè mọ̀ owó tíṣà tó kò lè dàbí kálukú ló ní eré àti ọlọ́run yàn sí tó jẹ́ pé ló sì dàǹgájá ń bẹ̀ so tí kálukú bá lè ṣe bó ti tọ́ àti bó ṣe yẹ kò ní rí báyìí àti pé ìfẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè gan kò sí lọ́kàn wa táwọn òyìnbó ń pè ní patriotism àní
kí ẹrù kó fà yẹn.
yẹn tó ń fa gbogbo ẹ̀ la ó pọ̀ tábàlà máa ń kà ìgbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti pé àwa gan táwọn òyìnbó pè ní value system tá a yàn láyò pé tá a mú yàn gan pé kíní ọ̀rọ̀ ayé nìkan ni ọ̀rọ̀ owó so tí ọba ni jọmọ owó ẹ̀rí pé tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe kan ní àìlò ní ọ̀yọ́ o kò tiẹ̀ fẹ́ béèrè báwo ni bóyá ṣe tí wọ́n lọ ṣe ẹgẹ wúwà ń bẹ̀ bóyá ewu tó wà ń bẹ̀ gan ojú owó tó fẹ́ gbà lọ so kò sí pé mo fínúfíndọ̀ ṣe nǹkan tí ì bá sọ̀rọ̀ owó tá a bá sì ti yí padà nípa yẹn lọ́pọ̀ díẹ̀ o mo sì rò pé a fẹ́ àpọ̀ bí tọrọ ń lọ ẹ̀ díẹ̀ náà ni bàbá yà á débẹ̀.
tí a bá wo orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lónìí kò sí ẹ̀ka tí kò máa ṣòjòjò odidi ọdún kan ó fẹ́ ọdún kan tí àwọn olùkọ́ fásitì fi kàkà kíjọba ó dá wọn lóhùn wọ́n tún gbé ẹgbẹ́ míì kalẹ̀ ni láti gbà tí kíní ti ṣẹlẹ̀ táwọn ìjọba ilẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì tí wọ́n ti ní káwọn olùkọ́ ní Nàìjíríà máa bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ìjọba ò sọ kankan kílẹ̀ olùkọ́ fa ilé.
ká fọmùlà ọkọ bíi ti àwọn lecturers tẹsán yìí ti universities kálukú ní títí ẹ o ìjọba ní tiẹ̀ àwọn lecturers gan náà ní tiwọn torí àìsàlejò tí wọ́n bá sọ òtítọ́ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ bí ìlú àsìgá bó ṣe ń rí à ń sọ fún àwọn olóṣèlú wọ́n corrupt àjẹbánu ní tẹ́bá má dé universities náà tó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣé wọn pé ọmọdé tí ń jí ẹran náà sàsùn tó jẹ́ pé ní bóyá wọ́n ti ń pè òkú méjì lọ́wọ́ àbẹ̀ tí ń jíjẹ ṣé wọn pé tó bá jẹ́ pé ní odidi ọ̀yàlẹ̀ pábẹ̀ náà bó ṣe rí bẹ́ẹ̀ so níwọ̀n bá tó jẹ́ pé ní wọ́n wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n jẹ́ oríṣiríṣi ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ọmọ tí ò mọ̀wé tí ń rí first class lóbìnrin ọkùnrin tó bá lè dowó lẹ̀ ó lè má wọ lecture room yóò rí tó ń fẹ́ àbúrò tèmi gan tó tẹ̀lé mi who's now a prof ìfẹ́ lọ́wọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ bí n pé peter ti wá òun ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn nǹkan kan tó ìbínú rẹ̀ lóye lọ ṣe mọ̀ so àwọn nǹkan kéèké yẹn tẹ́ bá wò nígbà bá ká gbogbo ẹ̀pọ̀ bí omi tó ń ránṣàn látọ̀ tó sì ní lọ́ba dágbàrà so tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn níwọ̀n bá tá a bá ti nífẹ̀ẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ẹni tí ò sì nífẹ̀ẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè kò nífẹ̀ẹ́ rẹ̀ torí ó ní owó ọlọ́jíwó ọlọ́ra mọ́tò 50 million ojú ọ̀nà tí ọ̀dà ṣé ọmọ gbé mọ́tò ẹ̀ lérí ni àjọ máa lò náà ni ọmọ ẹ̀ náà tó ń sọ pé kíní private school ti ń wí ga kí n ṣe pé bóyá private school better at all public schools wọn láwọn teacher ti ń dángájá dáadáa wọn lọ ṣùgbọ́n ó ní bí wọ́n ṣe ń dọ́gbọ́n sí àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣèdè yín bí ó dọ́gbọ́n sí you know so at the end of the day ń bọ̀ bá jáde rí i pé kò sí yàtọ̀ nípa tí yóò lọ bí kankan tó náà pépà lọ́kàn mú dání pépà là ń lò bí àlọ́pọlọ yẹn pé kí lọ́ wà ní ọpọlọ ẹ̀ mú jáde.
pépà níjọba ń sanwó.
pépà ni àti gbogbo wa pépà mo gbà bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn first class kí lọ́ wà nínú ọpọlọ bóyá third class ló sí ń bẹ̀ so bó ṣe rí nìyẹn so tí òdodo ọba ti sí ìbá gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ ni lẹ́nu kan so gbogbo wa ilé láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ like I always said mo tún repeat tí àbá tí ìtún ilé ṣe látọ̀ máa ń lé wa ká tọ́ bó ti tọ́ bó ṣe yẹ tó yẹ pé ní o sọ pé tí lágbáyà bá ti dó sọ pé mi sì lé tó ti kọ nírọ́ tó mọ̀ abẹ́ mọ ẹ̀gẹ́ tí mo sọ sí tí gbogbo yẹn tí wọ́n bá ti ń kúrò ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ ní pé o ti ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ dára nìyẹn o sì gbàdúrà pé ọlọ́jẹ́ kọ dára tọ́ra àjọ jẹ́ náà ni.
Thank you very much. It is on this note that we shall be closing the first guest platform on the program Saturday Morning Treat this morning. Our guests have been Mr. Kola Buhari, a retired permanent secretary in Osun State. We sincerely thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you very much.
And we wish you a Merry Christmas in advance.
Same to you. Thank you so much.
We go to the next segment on the program. That is another guest platform. And this time we shall be discussing the Christmas, which is a few hours away. But before that, let's go here.